Turning 70 isn't the end. It's the beginning of the most freeing, powerful chapter of your life. But most people don't realize how to make the most of it. Right now, you have the chance to let go of what no longer matters. Rediscover joy and finally live life on your terms. This isn't about slowing down. It's about choosing what truly lights you up. And trust me, number 5 is something almost no one talks about, but it could completely change how you feel about aging. So stick around. What you'll learn today might just inspire your best years yet. Welcome to Thrive Senior Advice, your trusted space for living your happiest, healthiest, and most empowered life after 50, whether you're already 70 or just around the corner. This video is for you. Because let's face it, life after 70 doesn't come with a manual, but it should come with inspiration, purpose, and a little bit of joy every single day. Here, we believe that aging isn't about fading into the background. It's about stepping into your wisdom, your freedom, and your true self like never before. And if that resonates with you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're here every week with uplifting, practical advice made just for this stage of life. Today, we're diving into the 7 best things to do at age 70, things that aren't just nice ideas, but truly life-changing when put into practice. Confident in your body every single day. Think about it. Your body is your vehicle through this life. Not only does this support your immune system and energy levels, but it also helps. Preventive care is key. Don't wait for something to feel wrong. Keep up with doctor visits, screenings, and blood work. These small actions today could prevent major health issues tomorrow. It's not about fear, it's about empowerment. Cognitive health is just as vital as physical health. Read books, do puzzles, try a new hobby, or even learn a language. Keeping your mind active helps delay cognitive decline and boost your sense of purpose. Here's the thing. Thriving at 70 doesn't mean doing more. It means doing what matters better. Prioritizing your health is an act of self-respect. It tells your body, you still matter. I'm still investing in you. What's one small change you could make today to feel better tomorrow? Maybe it's a 10-minute walk. Maybe it's swapping soda for water. Maybe it's finally scheduling that doctor's appointment you've been putting off. Whatever it is, do it for you. Because when you feel strong and energized, everything else in life gets easier and more enjoyable. What's your favorite way to stay active or healthy? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear what works for you. And speaking of joy, what if the key to more happiness wasn't doing more, but reconnecting with something you've been quietly missing for years? Let's talk about it next. 2. Reconnect with your passions. One of the greatest gifts of turning 70? Time. For the first time in decades, your calendar might be a little more open. No more rushing kids to school, long work hours, or daily stress pulling you in every direction. Now is the perfect moment to rediscover what lights you up inside. So many people spend their younger years putting their passions on hold, raising a family, building a career, taking care of others. But now, it's your time. Maybe you used to love painting, gardening, or playing an instrument. Or maybe there's something you've always wanted to try but never had the chance, like learning Spanish, writing your life story, or volunteering for a cause close to your heart. Here's a real story that might inspire you. There's a man named George who picked up the piano at age 72. He had never played a note in his life, but always dreamed of it. 2 years later, he plays every morning and says it's the best decision he's ever made. Not just because of the music, but because of the joy, focus, and confidence it brought into his life. The truth is, it's never too late to begin something new. In fact, trying something fresh keeps your brain sharp, your spirit alive, and your days filled with purpose. Passion fuels vitality, and at 70, that's exactly what you deserve. So let me ask you this. What's something you've always wanted to try? Don't overthink it. Just imagine the joy you'd feel doing something purely for you. Comment below and share it. I'd love to hear what excites you. And now that you're tapping into joy, what if I told you the next step to feeling even lighter is Something as simple as letting go. Let's dive in. 3. Declutter, physically and emotionally. Here's something powerful that most people don't realize until later. In life, letting go creates space for peace. Not just in your home, but in your mind, your heart, and your daily life. At 70, you've collected a lifetime of memories, possessions, responsibilities, and even emotional weight. And while many of those things are meaningful, some of them, if you're honest, might just be clutter now. Let's start with the physical. Over the years, we tend to accumulate more than we need. Old furniture, clothes we haven't worn in years, paperwork from decades ago, and random, just-in-case, items that only collect dust. But here's the truth. Less stuff equals more peace. When you simplify your surroundings, you create space to breathe, to move freely, and to focus on what truly matters. Downsizing, donating, or even just organizing a single drawer can be incredibly freeing. And you don't have to do it all at once. Start small, maybe a closet, a kitchen shelf, or that pile of mail by the front door. Each little win builds momentum and lightens the load. Now, let's talk emotional clutter. This is the stuff we don't see, but we feel it every day. Old regrets, grudges, disappointments, unspoken words. Carrying that emotional weight can be exhausting. And at this stage in life, you deserve to feel light. Let go of the apologies you never received. Forgive yourself for past decisions. Release expectations that were never yours to carry. It's not about forgetting. It's about choosing peace over pain. Because healing doesn't always come from fixing something. Sometimes it comes from releasing it. Here's the magic. This one change, decluttering both your space and your soul, makes people feel 20 pounds lighter without ever stepping on a scale. So ask yourself, what's one thing, physical or emotional, you could let go of today that would bring you more peace tomorrow? And once you've made room in your life, guess what fills that space? Connection. Let's talk about how to deepen your most meaningful relationships next. 4. Deepen meaningful relationships. There's one thing that studies consistently show leads to a longer, happier life, and it's not diet, exercise, or even money. It's connection. Real, meaningful connection with the people who make you feel seen, loved, and valued. At 70, the quality of your relationships matters more than ever. This stage of life gives you the chance to nurture the bonds that truly feed your soul, whether that's with family, old friends, neighbors, or new faces you've yet to meet. You don't need 100 people in your circle. You just need a few people who really matter. Start with something simple. Schedule regular phone or video calls with your children or grandchildren. Set a weekly lunch date with a friend. Join a local club, faith group, or community center to meet others with shared interests. Even a short chat can brighten your day and someone else's. You might be surprised by how many people are craving connection, just like you. And what about those old friends you haven't spoken to in years? Reach out. One message, one call, one coffee meetup. Reconnecting can bring a wave of joy and familiarity that's deeply healing. And here's a question worth asking yourself. When was the last time you told someone how much they mean to you? Sometimes we assume they know, but saying it out loud, I appreciate you, I'm proud of you, you mean so much to me, can strengthen your relationships in powerful ways. And don't forget about yourself in all of this. The relationship you have with you is just as important. Spend time reflecting, forgiving yourself, and speaking kindly to your inner voice. After all, you're the one person you'll spend the rest of your life with. Here's your challenge. Today, reach out to one person, someone you care about or someone you miss. It could be a phone call, a text, or even a handwritten note. You never know what kind of healing or joy it might bring. Now that your heart's a little fuller, it's time to think even bigger. What will you leave behind that lasts longer than a lifetime? Let's explore that next. 5. Create a legacy, pass on wisdom. At 70, you've lived through decades of life, through triumphs and heartaches, lessons learned, memories made, and wisdom earned. And here's the beautiful truth: your story matters. You might not think of yourself as a legacy builder, but every moment you've lived is part of a story that can guide, comfort, and inspire future generations. Creating a legacy isn't about fame or fortune. It's about passing on the most meaningful parts of who you are. Why does it matter? Because time may move on, but your voice, your lessons, your love, your values can last long after you're gone. Imagine your great-grandchildren, decades from now, hearing your voice, reading your words, or learning something that you once taught. What would you want them to know? Legacy comes in many beautiful forms. Here are just a few ways to start. Write a memoir or a collection of life stories. You don't have to be a writer. Just speak from the heart about where you came from, what you've experienced, what you've learned. Even a few pages can become a priceless family treasure. Start a family recipe book. Include the meals that brought your loved ones together, along with memories tied to those moments. Add photos, little notes, and stories from the kitchen. Food has a way of connecting generations. Record life lessons. Use audio or video to share advice on love, resilience, faith, success, or even mistakes you've made. Your voice, your face, your tone, captured forever. Create something physical, whether it's art, a handmade quilt, a photo album, or a garden planted with intention. Anything crafted from love becomes a piece of you that lives on. And if writing or crafting isn't your thing, legacy also lives in how you show up today. The kindness you offer, the wisdom you share in conversation, the way you model patience, gratitude, or strength during hard times. Every one of those things leaves an imprint. You are someone's ancestor, and you have the power to shape the memories and values they'll carry into their own lives. Here's a powerful thought. What if the most important thing you ever do still lies ahead of you? You are not finished. You are full of life, stories, and meaning. And your legacy starts now, with one simple decision to share a part of yourself. If you could pass down one piece of wisdom to the next generation, what would it be? Share it in the comments. You never know who needs to hear your words today. And as you're building your legacy, don't forget to enjoy the journey, because the next step is all about saying yes to new adventures, no matter your age. 6. Travel, even if it's just locally. One of the most exciting things about life after 70 is that you finally have the time to explore, experience, and step outside the routine. Travel is often associated with grand vacations to faraway lands. But the real joy of travel isn't always about going somewhere exotic. It's about the new experiences and the freedom to explore what's around you. Why does this matter? New experiences, whether they're big or small, are what keep our minds sharp and our hearts full of curiosity. Research shows that traveling, even locally, stimulates mental health, reduces stress, and fosters a sense of joy and wonder. It breaks the routine, encourages physical activity, and often opens the door to deeper connections with others. But let's be honest, it can be easy to feel like you need to travel internationally to have a real adventure. Not true. Sometimes, the best memories are made right in your own backyard. Here's how you can get started. Explore local nature spots. Chances are, there are hidden gems in your own area that you've never had the time to fully appreciate. National parks, botanical gardens, lakes, hiking trails. Nature has a way of rejuvenating the spirit. Spending the day outside surrounded by beauty can refresh your mind, improve your mood, and even boost your energy. Tip: pack a picnic, bring a camera, and enjoy the quiet moments as much as the scenic views. Discover nearby cities. What about that charming town just a few hours away? Or that quirky museum you've always wanted to visit but never got around to? Short trips to nearby cities or attractions can be just as enriching as a grand vacation. You don't have to hop on a plane. Sometimes a weekend road trip or even a day trip is all you need to recharge and experience something new. Pro tip: pick a nearby town you've never explored and treat it like a mini vacation. Walk its streets, Visit a local cafe, check out its shops, and really experience it. Join senior group tours. If you love meeting new people and sharing experiences, consider signing up for a senior group tour. These tours are tailored for older adults, often with a slower pace and activities designed to accommodate your needs. Whether it's a bus tour of historical landmarks, a guided hike, or a group cruise, it's an easy way to see new places while connecting with others. It doesn't have to be Paris. You don't need to fly across the world or spend thousands of dollars to have a fulfilling travel experience. Sometimes, all it takes is a sense of adventure and the willingness to look at your surroundings with fresh eyes. Start with your own backyard. Think about it. How many spots near you have you never fully explored? How many days have passed when you didn't take the time to wander, to visit a local museum, or to sit by a river and just breathe? Travel is more about attitude than destination. It's about the spirit of adventure, the willingness to step out of your routine, and the joy of discovering something new, no matter how near or far it is. What's a place nearby you've always wanted to visit but never made the time for? Plan a day trip or a weekend getaway and make it happen. Trust me, you'll be surprised at how refreshed you feel afterward. And even more than that, the memories you make will be just as rewarding as any trip abroad. What's one local place you've always wanted to visit? Or a favorite hidden gem you'd recommend to others? Share it in the comments. I'd love to hear where you love to explore after you've taken in the world around you. Why not get creative with how you enjoy your time? Let's talk about how new hobbies can open up whole new worlds for you. 7. Let go of what doesn't serve you anymore. At 70, one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is the freedom to let go of things that no longer serve you, of burdens that only weigh you down, and of expectations that no longer align with who you are today. We all carry things through life. Some of those things are precious, memories, lessons, accomplishments, but many others are unnecessary baggage, things we've been holding on to out of habit, fear, or obligation. Why does this matter? Because peace, joy, and true freedom come when we stop carrying the weight of what no longer serves us. Imagine waking up and realizing you don't have to answer to anyone's expectations. You don't need to harbor grudges, dwell on past mistakes, or live up to outdated ideals. The only thing you need to carry is a sense of gratitude for where you are now, and the freedom to live life on your terms. Letting go isn't about forgetting. It's about making a conscious choice to no longer allow certain things to control your peace. Here are some areas where you might want to consider lightening your load. Regrets. We all have them. Choices we wish we'd made differently. Paths we didn't take. Things we didn't say or do. But here's the truth. You've done the best you could with the knowledge and circumstances you had at the time. Regret keeps you tethered to the past, but you can't change what's already been. Instead, embrace the lessons you've learned and be proud of how far you've come. Your past has shaped you into the wise, resilient person you are today. Let it go. Grudges. Holding on to anger, resentment, or grudges is like carrying a heavy stone. It only hurts you in the end. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing the hurt. It means freeing yourself from its power over you. Forgiving someone who's wronged you is one of the most liberating things you can do. And sometimes, forgiveness is for you, not them. Let it go. Set yourself free. Societal expectations. At 70, the pressure to conform to others' expectations often falls away. You don't need to look a certain way, behave a certain way, or chase after external validation. It's time to stop living by someone else's rules and start living by yours. Whether it's your career, your appearance, or what you should be doing at this age, let it go. What matters most is how you feel about yourself and the life you're creating. Perfectionism. We all have a tendency to strive for perfection, but life is messy, and that's okay. You don't need everything to be perfect to find happiness. Let go of the idea that you need to constantly measure up to an impossible standard. Give yourself the grace to be imperfect, to enjoy the moment, and to live freely. Let it go. Perfection is overrated. At 70, your only job is to feel free, peaceful, and proud of how far you've come. You've made it through so much. Now is the time to shed the unnecessary burdens and give yourself permission to fully live in the present. When you let go of what doesn't serve you, you make room for more joy, more peace, and more love. You give yourself the chance to be the truest version of yourself, without the weight of anything holding you back. Imagine the freedom of waking up every day feeling light, unburdened, and at peace with where you are. That's the life that's waiting for you when you choose to let go. What's one thing you're ready to let go of today to make room for more peace in your life? Share it in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. As you embrace freedom, your life can be filled with so much more than you ever expected. Let's talk about how to build on this new, lighter version of you. Turning 70 is a milestone, not a finish line. It's a time to choose joy, freedom, and purpose on your terms. You've lived an incredible journey so far, and the best is yet to come. Which of these 7 spoke to you the most? Was it prioritizing your health, reconnecting with your passions, or maybe letting go of what no longer serves you? Let's talk in the comments. I read every single one and love hearing your thoughts and experiences. If this video inspired you, give it a like and share it with someone you care about. You never know, your share might just be the spark someone needs to live their best life. And don't forget to subscribe for more weekly tips on living your best life after 50, because you deserve to thrive, to feel empowered, and to enjoy every single moment of this beautiful chapter.